Howdy folks, and we are live from the Pan American Ultimate Championships, set to bring you Malaki from Queretaro, Mexico, just outside Mexico City, against Bushido from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. We've got on the right of your screen Malaki wearing blue, Bushido in black. Both teams looking strong in their pool. They're the 3rd and 4th seeds overall, heads and shoulders above the rest in the pool, fighting for that 3rd spot, looking to maintain a strong seed going into the bracket. Malaki has been playing most of its American players on defense. Bushido a little bit more of a mix, not as many players here, so people have to go in both ways. Both teams have a lot of players from the United States joining for the weekend. And both teams have really been looking forward to this match. The pole is up. Looks like it's gonna sail out of bounds. The wind it's strong. It's not debilitating, it's not impossible to throw, but it is certainly a presence. You'll see the Dos Equis flag waving in the middle of your screen. That should give an indicator. A lot of it is blowing toward the bottom of your screen. I'll let you know as it shifts whether it's blowing right or left, but wind has certainly been a factor. Bushido is gonna line up in a flat stack. Look for them to ISO Iggy Ease in the middle of the field with Max Trotter on him. Puck doesn't come because of a sag in the lane. Liam Rosen on the mark. Ronald Imbert with the disc. Dominican player, been playing in the States in Charlottesville, Virginia for a number of years. Disc moving around. This is the Dominicans' best player, as their captain told me. Disc is up. We're 3 yards out, and there's the goal. Rafael Pimenez with the score. That's the captain of Bushido. They're on the board, 1-0. We're at 1-0 Bushido, pulling to Malaki. Malaki, though they have brought in a lot of players from the States, has largely been using their normal O-line with the exception of Brian Casey, number 22, plays for Ring of Fire in the States. Just moving upfield. We're gonna look to see more cutter-to-cutter connections in this game. That's one thing a lot of teams have struggled with. Disc moves upfield by about 25 yards. Bushido calling it down. I'm gonna take this moment to, if I've got an audience, just say how incredibly lame the reenactment move is. Let's get rid of that in Ultimate, folks. You know, bad spirit, bad throws, let's get rid of those too, but really, let's unite against the reenactment that really gets us nowhere. Disc is gonna go back. You see it now in the hands of Ivan Lopez. This is one of Malaki's best players, veteran O-line handler. Moving over, I'm sorry folks, I don't know his name, but that's another American player, played for Rhino for a year, very tall, looks 6'2", 6'3", struggling to throw that. Brian Casey can't come down with it. It's now in the hands of Bushido. We've got an injury called. Folks, among the players joining up with Bushido this weekend include Matthew Stevens, a player for the New York Empire, played for New York Pony as well. Jeffrey Bronning, a speedster. Ignacio they call him Izzy. Disc is in. Bushido in a flat stack, moving the disc around. Chris Miller wide open deep, unable to hit him. He's coming back in on the fourth side. That's big gains, except the poach D. Picking up here is going to be Ivan Trejo. Looking upfield. The defensive pressure from Stevens. There's a drop from Malaki. Stevens coming back under. There's a pick call, play stops. Stevens with the disc, gets it off. We're now back on the sideline. Disc upfield, down the line. Is he going to be fast enough? No. Disc back to Malaki for their third possession of this offensive point again. 1-0, Bushido leads. Barrera on the mark. Barrera. Lo siento, y también si estás mirando y hablas español, yo voy a intentar hacer alguno del broadcast en español, pero no sé si puedo hacer todo. Casey no puede atrapar el disco. Ya está con Bushido. Otra vez Bushido y otra vez no. For the fourth time, Malaki will have a chance to hold on their first offensive point.
Para todos, una cosa que he visto en el Ultimate latinoamericano es que hay muchos jugadores que tienen muchos skills con atrapar y tirar, lanzar, pero el espacio es una cosa y es un problema. A veces hay mucha gente, muchos jugadores enfrente del disco y no hay espacio para cortar. Si piensas en la cancha en dos mitades, siempre hay que usar los dos mitades, aunque no siempre vas a recibir el disco. Si eres un cutter, debes usar los dos lados y no siempre correr para el disco en este momento, pero en vez, otra cosa que pueden hacer es esperar o ir a un lugar en la cancha donde no está nadie y estar listo para el próximo tiro.
Here we have a timeout from Malaki. Again, this is their first O point of the game. Bushido, no turns on theirs. Malaki's had 3 now. They're hoping there won't be a fourth. Already? There's already feedback on that? I'm just surprised there's already feedback. I just did it. Okay.
Aunque no puedo hablar español como puedo en inglés, yo voy a intentar hacer más. Yo sé que hay mucha gente en el Dominico y mucha gente de México mirando.
Aquí Malaki está en un side stack y lo que hace un side stack es dar mucho espacio. Y Casey, una corta, otra corta y ahora se va a hacer un dump. Mira Casey, va a correr y entonces salir. Y de verdad hay que salir más veces. Otra vez turnover. The disc con Bushido. Kicking it out to Stevens. Stevens upfield. Bushido with the deep cutter. Con paciencia. Miller deep. Upfield. Miller. Hace 2 yards. He jams it in. 2-0. Un break por Bushido. Ignacio is con el pool. En esta línea tenemos Ronald Imbert. Eric Zarabillo. Rafael Jimenez. Zach Johnson. Luis Perez. Y uno otro. El pool. That's going to be in bounds, it looks. Actually, out of the back. Demasiado con el pool. Sebastian Sanchez with the disc. Elliot Trotter as his dump. We have 3 players from the States on this line. Trotter with the dump. Sanchez, upfield to Rosen. We have a foul. Ok, entonces Malaki está jugando en un side stack y lo que hace un side stack es dar mucho espacio para un cutter y después de una corta puede estar otra corta, ¿no? Pueden hacer lo mismo con un stack vertical si todo el mundo no está en el lado de la cancha donde está el disco. Si el disco, por ejemplo, está en el lado de forehand, solamente una persona necesita estar en el lado. Las personas en el stack, y esos son personas importantes porque van a mantener el espacio, ellos pueden moverse afuera del force side. Okay, Rosen with the disc. Trotter up line. That's another turnover from Bushido, or from Malaki. Tiro largo de Bushido. Iggy makes the grab over Rosen. 3 Bushido, 0 Malaki. Me parece que Malaki va a poner su línea de defensa. Eso es una cosa que hacen muchos equipos después de 2 breaks. Muchas veces es importante cambiar algo, intentar algo diferente. Hay mucho tiempo, se queda en el partido y si hagan algo diferente puede cambiar el momentum y después no panic, dice mi amigo. Después pueden ir 1 point at a time, decimos en inglés. Oh yeah. Up to Casey. Casey with the grab. There's a wide open cutter. Did he shoot it too far? No. Looks like 2 feet too far, maybe. That is the right look. No había defensa. Yeah. Ahora tengo un amigo mío, un compañero de equipo mío. Ben Cohen, se llama Jamin, juega con Black Cans en the Division Masters. Jamin, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, gracias.
Jamin va a apoyarme aquí en el booth. Y yo estoy bien. Aquí en Cancún es bien lindo y hace mucho calor y hace frío donde vivo, entonces me gusta. Y el viento.
Derecha. The wind is derecha a la izquierda.
The wind's blowing from right to left. Bushido upfield, calling the disc down. Casey poaching out in the lane. Bushido upfield. Wow. Bushido here with the hook. Stevens with the goal. 4-1. 4-0, lo siento, 4-0. So Bushido held, and they're now 3 breaks in a row looking for a 4th.
So Azul, the players on Azul are getting open, but they're not connecting on the throws. I think that they really need to put in a possession handler line and score, and hopefully their D will come out with energy. But they got to get the first point so that they can get their D on the field.
What I know of Malaki is that it's got a lot of players that have been playing for some time now, but they're trying to take a step to another level and playing in more pressure-filled games that where there's more on the line, and sometimes players have a bit of a tendency to try to do too much. En español, Malaki tiene muchos jugadores que tienen un rato jugando, pero quieren mover a otro nivel. Y cuando haces eso, hay partidos más difíciles con more pressure y las decisiones se importan más. Y todos ya no han aprendido a respirar, tener paciencia y jugar el partido mismo. Pero esta es como aprenden. Sanchez.
This is where they need to try to get the disc off the sideline.
Here into the middle of the field. There's another turnover.
They forced that one, I think.
Otra vez, paciencia. Bushido with the hug to Iggy. 5-0. Iggy tiene mucho tiempo jugando en New York, en los Estados Unidos. Ha jugado con Pony, ha jugado con el New York Rumble. Creo que ha jugado con el New York Empire. Tiene mucha experiencia.
He's got a great flat top, and is that a beard or a mustache? My old eyes can't tell.
A Jamen le gusta su pelo. Hola, dominicanos. Acaban de ganar. ¿Sí? ¿Cómo se llaman? Pantera Rosa. Estoy aquí con Pantera Rosa. También de la República Dominicana. Acaban de ganar en contra de Terra de Toronto. Felicidades. En punto universal. Qué bien.
How you doing? Good.
This is Jamin, this is Aiden.
Yeah, we met earlier.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear everything we're saying? So you can mute me if I'm really bad. Oh, there's another person editing.
Ok, usa su segundo timeout de la mitad, Malaki. Hay que encontrar algún ritmo. Creo que hay algunos problemas con la química, dicen, no sé. Pero algunos problemas con completar tiros, y parte del problema, creo, es que hay muchos jugadores que no usualmente juegan con Malaki. Y una cosa es que traer jugadores mejores o que parecen mejores no siempre es la manera de mejorar, o no siempre es seguro que va a ser un equipo mejor. Hay que practicar juntos, hay que jugar juntos y también hay que tener paciencia.
I think the best chance for blue is that the black team will rest their best players for a future game, allowing the blue team to come back before it's a blowout. So hopefully the blue team can score again, get their defense on, and then maybe make a run as the black team tries to rest for future rounds.
Yeah, one thing with that, though, is that Bushido really doesn't have many players at the tournament. I didn't count on the roster sheets, but I don't think Bushido has more than 15, 16 players. There's really not that much room to be resting players.
That's actually perfect then. If they can extend the game, they may be able to tire them out and have a chance to come back. But they have to score. They have to score on this board.
That's right, and if you're going to extend this game, you've got to get some on the board. We're at 5-0, Bushido. Malaki receiving.
No pressure.
We'll see if they can put one on the board. Wow, what a grab to save possession. You need that. Again, Malaki crowded around the disc, not giving the space that they need. Every player on the field is running at the frisbee sometimes. Todos los jugadores en la cancha no pueden correr en la dirección del disco. Ok, y Malaki ha marcado 5-1. Pueden hacer una otra, pueden conseguir un break, vamos a ver. Una cosa es que ningún equipo tiene tanto experiencia, y eso me hace pensar que en inglés decimos runs cuando marcas muchos y el otro no marca nada. Creo que Malaki puede hacer un run. No creo que Bushido es invincible, Pero si Bushido puede jugar con un poco de paciencia y pensar en el espacio, en maintaining space, creo que puede marcar y mantener su lead.
So I think that the Malaki team knew exactly who was going to come on the field at the start of this point once they scored. I'm concerned about having too much energy, maybe pulling it even out of bounds with the energy that they have at this point.
And it looks like that one is going to go out. This wind is tough. Looks like a pull that would have been a great one with no wind, but you hang it up that much in this kind of breeze, it gets windier and windier every foot you go up. Very difficult to hang one up and make sure it stays in bounds. So this is going to give Bushido a chance to come up and start basically with some patience. He can walk up, survey the field. Horizontal stack from Bushido. Again, we see Iggy Ease lined up in that center position. I would look for him to go deep, but Malaki playing zone. Probably a good move from Malaki just to mix things up. Like I was saying earlier, change can sometimes be good just for the sake of it if you're really in a hole. Perez. And there's the turn from Bushido. This is Max Trotter to pick up. Max, the brother of Elliot Trotter. Elliot also playing with Malaki. Elliot founded Sky Magazine, so we really have him to thank for this stream. Max played at Colorado, graduated the year that they won nationals in college. That was 2014. Strong player. An easy poach D from Bushido. They're 3 yards out, and that's a score for Iggy. 6-1.
Malaki got what they wanted there. They got the turnover. Unfortunately, they couldn't work the disc and got an easy poach D for the score. They gotta score this one and get a couple more points before the half's over if they have a chance of coming back in the second half.
And honestly, Bushido looks loose. Bushido me parece tranquilo y como están divirtiéndose. Un swagger, decimos. And that's tough. Si eres Malaki, eso es difícil.
Bushido's so loose, they may actually come down in zone just to mix it up. They might sort of be toying with them here.
They go with man. A bad switch leaves the cutter just wide open underneath. To Casey. Sanchez. Up line. Doesn't get it off. Lopez. And just a bad turnover to nobody. Nice patience from Bushido. Chris Miller with the grab. He gets it off. That's gonna float. Is he able to get to it? Yes, plenty of time. Upfield to Imbert. Up line. Perez. Casey unable to get the block. He goes with a blade over the stack. Is it gonna get him? Wow. Just a little bit too loose on that one. Can't bring it in. Malaki's lucky. It is still 6-1.
I was thinking that'd be a hammer. The flick is tough with the wind sort of pushing it towards the away sideline. hammer might have been a better choice there. But I'm a lefty, so that wouldn't have been an option anyway. So the dark team here is thinking all the throws are going to be underneath. They're easily going to be trying to take away that. They'll allow a 15, 20-yard gainer, but they're not going to let anything bigger than that.
It's up. It's a pretty huck. Lopez can't quite get to it. We're going to see Iggy pick up on the front cone with Casey on the mark. Iggy bringing it in. And this looks huck to Imbert. It's up to Ronald. And there's the D.
So are they going to let the D set up, or are they going to go fast break?
Disc up to Casey. Casey shooting. Bushido with another D.
It's almost like they're padding their stats.
Miller to Iggy. Iggy, that's gonna go out of bounds. I was wrong. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that stays in bounds. A solid grab puts them 1 yard out, and they go up the line for the goal. That's 7-1.
It's 21.
There's a pick call. It's gonna go back. We're 1 yard out again. And Bushido with the disc, they lead 6-1. This should be yet another break.
I would expect 33 is going to score this goal.
You would look for Miller to go up line here. That's right. Instead, they just send it to him. Keeping possession. Miller again.
This is where you dump swing.
And there it is. That's the goal, 7-1. Malaki having a rough go of it here.
They're showing unity, though. They're trying to stay positive, which is what you have to do. You always have to believe that you're going to come back in these games. It's a good learning experience, especially for a team that's developing. It's a big opportunity for them. Maybe the first time they've been on camera in an internationally televised game, and this is a great learning opportunity for them. They have to stay positive here.
That's right. Body language is very important. Supporting your teammates is very important. Aunque están perdiendo, hay que pensar en la lengua del cuerpo y hay que mantenerlo en los tiempos cuando está más difícil. Eso es lo más importante. Si miras a los equipos mejores en todo el mundo, ellos hacen eso. No son muy emocionados cuando están perdiendo. Malaki going to bring it in on the end zone line. Around to Trotter, middle of the field. And here's the huck. Stevens going to D it. Upfield, about 5 yards out. Up the line. He hits Luis Perez. That's half, 8-1.
Mike. Mike, you want to cut the mic? You want to cut the mic? Okay, cool.
So, one thing we can talk about is I think what's a good teachable moment for the black team, Bushido, is coaching under, and the blue team is not cutting past it, and they're coaching 30 yards from the game.
Wait, say that again. Okay, cool. Am I doing really bad? Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so the thing we need to teach people is when they're coaching and they're 30 yards away, you can run past the guy because they're actually not even going to pick them up under. You know what I mean? Like run through the poach. They're not running through the poach at all. And they're poaching so far away from the disc that I think they can still get the disc.
False. Violation. Go! Bravo!
Time out.
It's relevant, and if it's not relevant, you just gotta let it go, right? Because
it's tough to make everything so like whole thoughts and crazy, like angsty.
yeah. It's an art, dude, and you got it. You got it, brother. Taking some of your sunscreen.
Bushido's like very comfortable in their system and very comfortable with their players.
Yeah.
And it looks like it looks like they're comfortable.
There's a drone. There's a drone.
It's gonna kill us. I saw it yesterday too.
Oh, sorry.
Drone strike! This is unconstitutional!
So Malaki.
We're on foreign soil, man. They can do this shit. Get me out of here. Dude, you don't know it's there.
ガイドマガジンがお送りしました。
Sky Magazine.
Sky Magazine!
Sky Magazine.
Sky D!
Meine Aufgabe ist dastehen und gut aussehen.
Sky Magazine! Guacamayas!
Sky Magazine.
Neely does not care for Club Ultimate when International Ultimate is in play because he really prefers speaking and commenting in Spanish.
What's up, Revolver?
I'm sort of surprised Revolver didn't come down to this tournament. I mean, it's a good training tournament. It's the off season. The weather's nice. It's only a 5-hour flight. But anyways, second half's about to start. Bushido will be pulling. Malaki.
All right, we've got Bushido pulling to Malaki to start this half. 8-1, Bushido leads. Bushido, as you can see from the score, absolutely dominant in the first half. Malaki really struggling to string passes together, and Bushido looking comfortable in what they've got to do.
Not sure if Bushido needs to change anything up this half. Everything they're doing is working. The big challenge now is for Bushido to continue to stop the undercuts, knowing that the deep passes for Malaki are not connecting. They can continue to take away the unders. Bushido's poaching the lane on the handlers, not allowing the easy upfield passes, mostly straight up mark, it appears. And bobble there, but recovered. We'll see what happens here. The Malaki is way too deep. The stack for Malaki is way too deep. If you're Bushido, you can really stay on the under here, making it difficult for Bushido to get any big upfield gainers. Most of the upfield gainers, when you're that far deep, are going to be short because the cutters have to come so close to the disc to get past the defenders that are fronting. But Malaki, they're being patient.
Great grab from Perez there. Malaki holds on the first point of the half, 8-2.
I think they got lucky there, though. The two defenders very close by. The throw, hung up there a little bit. Great catch by Perez. We'll see if Malaki can actually keep a pull in bounds and set up their defense.
And by Perez, I actually mean Lopez. I'm sorry about that. We've got Bushido playing offense. They've got a comfortable lead, some patience and some spacing. They can continue to just walk it in.
Here's the situation. You can see all of the Bushido players are on the far side, the upwind side of the field. If I was pulling, I would pull it to the far left side. It'll roll out of bounds. They can pin them on the sideline. See if they can actually execute a pull that can pin Bushido in the corner and maybe get a D. They need a turn. They need a short field turn, a turn where they can actually have 10 or 15 yards to score.
Here you see Bushido's been playing 3 players from Cleveland, 2 of them back as cutters, the other number 13 going deep now. And there it is. This one's gonna hang. It's on him to just get up and make an athletic play. Unable to bring it in. Malaki with the chance for their first break. Just moving upfield. They get 30 yards out of that pass. Looking to continue. Trotter coming to set up the dump, and there's a call. All right, Malaki hopefully will be able to use this stoppage of play to their advantage. Take a breath and survey the field. Again, 6 out of 7 players are on the same half of the field as the disc. It would really benefit Malaki to have more players come toward the bottom of your screen and open up the space in front of the disc so that single players can get isolated. We've seen that all weekend long with developing teams. Too many people too eager to get the disc, and they're just too close. The spacing falls apart. Trotter up the line. He's now looking to continue it up the line. Up into the end zone, and there's Malaki's first break of the game. 8-3, Bushido leads.
That was good defense by Malaki. They had numbers when the hook. They had numbers when the hook went up, and were able to get a turn. Hopefully they can build off that and continue to put pressure on Bushido. I think Bushido playing loose is part of the reason why they made that throw. They may not have made that throw in the first half, but being up 6 goals, they made a throw that may not have been advised.
We'll see if Malaki can generate any momentum from this.
I'd love to see a roller pull here. You've got a crosswind. Maybe you can keep that, get a little bit of an outside in pull and keep it in bounds, but roll out the back, and then again pin the defense or pin the offense, pin Bushido on the line, and maybe force a short field turn. They've got to, they can build off that break. Really be forcing backhand there to force force the downwind side. But
Perez with the hook to Iggy. Iggy reels it in despite the bidding defender.
looking cool with the sunglasses on.
That's 9-2 Bushido. 9-3, I'm sorry.
So, Jonathan, what's your take with playing with sunglasses on?
Clearly I'm stumped. Not something I give very much thought to. I like to think that's because my mind just gravitates toward what I would say are better looks. I think there are other options available that really are more favorable, but a lot of that is my eyes, Jamin. I can't deprive the world of this asset.
So I would ask a follow-up question then. If you had to choose between Iggy and Muffin as the best sunglasses-wearing players, or someone else that you might know, who would you choose?
Markham Schaffner.
Well, it's nice of you to stick up for your teammate and support your teammate there. I'm sure he appreciates it and is watching the game. I'd like to say hello to Markham.
Yeah, if any of the truck stop boys are watching, hello to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with Jammin. All right, pull is up. That one's gonna land out only by a yard or two. All right, Malaki going against Bushido's zone. 3-person cup. Casey upfield to Lopez. Lopez, Sanchez. Lopez through the cup. Sanchez.
It's really tough on that downwind sideline. They got to get the break off and attack once they get the swing off.
Es más que lo que estaba diciendo, hay que usar los dos mitades del campo, de la cancha. Bushido is transitioning into man defense, foul call.
You know, you can force it in the cone and maybe get in a goal under tight coverage in the cone, but you could also dump swing and get the disc. And you can see there's already positional advantage off the swing if they can get it off quickly. But like Jonathan said earlier, 6 of the 7 players for Malaki are on the same side of the field as the disc.
Mira ahora, el disco está en el lado izquierdo de la cancha. Todos los jugadores de Malaki están en la izquierda también. No están usando espacio, aunque han marcado. Sí, funcionó, sí, pero mira la marca. 9-4, si usarían el espacio más, yo creo que tendrían más éxito.
The key now for Malaki is to get a couple of quick short field turnovers. The time is not on their side right now. A lot of stoppages of play. You know, the time cap is a factor in international play. And so hopefully they can continue to put the pressure on, but trading isn't going to be good enough. They've got to get some Ds and get some short field goals. We'd love to see a roller pull here because they can pin them in that downwind sideline, maybe force backhand to Bushido, and the wind can push it out of bounds when they try their deep throws. But Bushido's got a good line in. They're taking Malaki seriously. They're done playing around, and we'll see what happens.
Is this one going to stay in bounds from Malaki? It's not. Another out of bounds pull. We're going to see Bushido working slightly upwind here in a horizontal stack.
Notice the spacing from where the brick is to where the cutters are for Bushido. They're not too far away, so they have a dual threat. Iggy can go deeper under. Most likely, there's a poach. You could see Malaki's poaching, but that could give another opportunity for an undercut.
He's going to huck it. It's going to be too far.
That's really good for Malaki, but they have a full field to work with, and that is going to be a challenge for them. They look how far their stack is away from where the disc is. The disc will be coming in on the goal line. They're probably 40 yards downfield.
Trotter to his brother, Elliot. Elliot upfield. Queretaro.
You really want to get it off that sideline with the wind coming across. You want to get it off the sideline. The deep looks to be from the far side.
Trotter with the turnover. Bushido working from about half field. Perez picking up.
I think he forced that one.
And there you just see the mud. Iggy planning to make the catch and just falls over.
If he hadn't had his sunglasses on, he might have gotten that one.
Timeout from Malaki.
I don't know the guy, so I don't want to chap him too much, you know? I know him better. No, he seems like he'll take it tongue in cheek, right? Like if he's cool enough to be wearing sunglasses, he's cool enough to get chapped about it.
So I've seen a lot of Bushido training a lot in sets, setting plays offensively, exact offenses.
So Jonathan, what do you think is going to happen on this set? Are they going to try to force it down the line? Are they going to try to, get a 20-yard gainer? What do you see happening here? They're pretty, 10 yards off the downwind sideline. They probably got a lot of options, but you got to be worried about Bushido's poaching under.
Yeah, what you would like to see is something that isolates a cutter in space and lets him go one-on-one with the defender. If there is a poacher underneath, maybe give another cutter an option to come and they can split that poacher. But what I'd really like to avoid if I'm Malaki is overloading this side with the disc because they've struggled so much to move it to the other side. We'll see how they line up. They're going to come out in a hose stack, and right now it looks like the cutters are lined up on the side of the disc. It just really constricts the space they can work with.
The best situation for them would be get a swing off right away and then work it up on the side where there's fewer people. No, that may not happen here. You can see how Mr. Glass is there, Iggy is helping out with his teammates and communicating how to poach the under. They're playing very good team defense right now.
So you do see Malaki send those three players close to the disc out so that one can come under, but it developed a little late. Is this going to work? It does not. Smart idea, smart thinking to isolate someone. But with that much time for it to have to develop, the Bushido defenders are able to really sit in that lane underneath.
Now you can see how the Bushido team is spreading the whole field. They're not overloading a side. They're looking for mismatches.
Perez to Ignacio, a nice catch. 10-4.
That was a really good hold for Bushido. You think about it, you go 9-5. Then Malaki thinks that they have a chance, but the hold there from Bushido is going to be tough for Malaki. See if they can do a roller pull here, pin them on the sideline, force backhand, be a smart play here, especially with Malaki not really working the swings effectively. They can pin them on the sideline and probably get an easy D.
Here's the roller. They won't catch it. Will it pin them? They're able to stop it and start momentum upfield. Missing a chance for an open cutter, but here's one. Will they be able to get that second cut? They look to go deep instead. Too flat to a cutter that's way too deep. Really hard to throw that deep throw to someone who's already 30 yards deep. Casey on the mark. Just swings around to the upwind side of the field. Miller. Upfield again. A little bit lazy on that one. Unable to continue flow because he has to lay out and then get up. Pujols. Just swinging around. Miller. Unable to fully capitalize on the dump swing. Upfield, about 5 yards out of the end zone. Upfield into the end zone, a very late bid. 11-4.
This is where you really wish that that Bushido had more players, where they could rest some of their studs, and so that they could, you know, open up the bench a little bit and get them to be fresh later in the tournament. It's good for team chemistry that they're all playing together now. Might be zone here. It might be looking a little zony.
Lopez unable to bring it in. It's going to give Bushido another break chance.
Pinned on the downwind. Pinned on the downwind sideline. Floaty pass. Take over. Now they're letting the D set up here. See, they're taking their time. That's not the ideal situation when you want quick points, but you know, it's going to work out for them.
And that's unfortunate. He winds up, throws a huck. It hits someone on the sidelines. In American rules, you actually can call a foul there and bring the disc back. Not sure how this is going to play out. Turnover. Bushido disc. Disc swinging around. Miller going deep. Imbert in the middle of the field. Still open. Gets it out to Miller. Their club teammates in the States. Just swings around. And he can't hold on. Nearly another break. Casey. Lopez. Trotter. With the scuba over the top, it's gonna work. That's pretty.
Fans are excited about that one. What you're seeing here is not, unfortunately, Malaki is not getting the Ds. Bushido is making some tight throws and making mistakes for their turnovers. And that's really how Malaki is getting their breaks at this point in the game and gotten a couple points back from their large deficit in the first half. It would be nice to see Malaki get a couple of breaks and put some pressure on Bushido, but until they actually take the disc away from them, Bushido's still going to have the swagger that they've been experiencing the whole game. We haven't talked about whether or not folks are staying on sides. There's no observers here, so it's really an honor system for the onsides.
This one's going to stay in bounds. They're going to start right at the end zone line. Disc upfield. They're about 15 yards out now. Bushido players all drifting to one side to isolate space on the other. We'll see if they can put it to use. This is a huge gainer. That's 40 yards underneath. Beautiful. No continuation, though.
That's a turn again where Malaki did not get a defense. It was a mistake by Bushido. But they need to take advantage of it. I could see a timeout being called by Bushido if Malaki scores this to refocus.
Bushido with the D. He read that from quite a ways away. He's going to get 30 yards on that. Here's another 15. Here's more. Wow, what a mishap. He's got a wide open player, no defender. And that's really when you want to score. Look at how deep this Malaki stack is right now.
But I will give them credit. Their spacing, well, is better than it was before. They only have a couple of guys on the same side of the field, but the stack is way too deep. The last guy back's not got a chance to get in the disc here.
Disc is going to go up. Not any Malaki players really around, unable to move it.
See if Bushido actually makes a play call. When you have stoppages like this and you're on offense, you can really use it as an opportunity to set up anything you want. You can dictate specific cutters to do whatever you want and allow for an easy reset or gainer or long throw.
Bushido about 10 yards out. They put it in, and that'll be the score, 12-5.
Yeah, Bushido got lucky there. They had, Malaki was on the goal line, almost got the break, and unfortunately weren't able to convert it. But Bushido took care of business once they got, you can't give Bushido 3 chances to score. decent game. I'm not sure. Maybe. I mean, well, this is still going on. It's not close. That wasn't Brown. No. That was Bill, whatever they call me. He's like
Malaki looking off an open gainer. That looks like a strip to me. Malaki very clearly caught that disc and Bushido ripped it out of the hands. This is Perez. At least that is my perspective. I would be willing to hear him out. Looked to me as though Bushido caught that disc. Or, I'm sorry, Malaki caught that disc.
Looked like a reach around to me.
All right, disc with Malaki. Malaki struggling to get any movement. Imbert pressures it just enough. Lopez is unable to bring it in. Iggy with the disc. He finds his dump. Moving around from Pujols. Perez. Pujols. Ooh, and the big block from Malaki.
That could have been the best layout or one of the few layout blocks of the game that I've seen.
And Malaki's gonna go right back to Casey. Sure-handed, brings it in. Hits Lopez for the score, 12-6. Bushido's really at that point in the game where it is truly theirs to lose if they can just take it easy, hit an extra dump, hit an extra swing here and there. They're not going to have any trouble. If they continue to try to hit the end zone every time there's any daylight, they're going to drag this out and get a tougher game than they want. And even if they win, it's important to close it early because you've got more games. You always want to avoid taking body blows. Even if you win the fight, you want to pack it in early.
So baby steps for Malaki. Hopefully they can keep this pull and bounce, set up their defense. You know, they really have nothing to lose now. They should be leaving it all out on the field. They got good numbers, maybe even open up the bench a little bit. It's a great learning opportunity for some of their younger players.
Ince tries to rip a big one. This will likely float back in bounds. It's not going to get him very far. Bushido really only having to work about 25 yards here. Five yards out, Bushido. If they can clear the space in front of the disc and ISO Cutter can get to it, there it is. 13-6.
That pull did not help the situation for Malaki.
No, it did not. You see, a lot of times pullers make the decision to go for something that they haven't done before, go for something that if everything goes right, they're going to hit what they want. Pulling's really a situation where you want to play it safe. Throw a throw that you know you have, that you feel over 95% sure is going to do what you intend it to. If you don't have that throw in a pulling situation, then you probably shouldn't be pulling. And if you do, put something that's going to land in bounds and give your team an advantageous position, and practice the bigger pulls outside so that they become the throws that you know you have. And this one's gonna land in bounds. They're working from their end zone line. It's going up to Casey. Nearly gets a second chance at it after Perez doesn't bring it in. Perez to pick up.
That's actually, I don't know what his jersey says.
Okay, got it. His jersey says Perez. I'm sorry, I've been calling him Perez all game. His jersey says Perez. That isn't Perez. Yeah, great S cut for a score. 14-6. Bushido leads.
So when you're Jonathan, when you're on a team that's sort of up and coming, and you're in these close games, what's your take when the D gets a turn? Is there a switch that turns where you start to be with your teammates and say we can work the disc and not force the huck up after a couple of passes? I feel like the teams that really get to the next level are willing to just grind it through the after a turn and trust each other that they can make 100 passes if necessary to get that goal and get that break. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's right. I think you mentioned an up-and-coming team. Any team that's trying to develop is one that's trying to work on that issue. And the efficiency of converting blocks, converting the chances that your D-line has to score. I think one big thing is recognizing which huck opportunities are smart and which ones probably should be looked off. A good D-line is going to have a hucking threat because after playing defense, it's often difficult to just grind and grind and grind. You have to have some kind of wherewithal to do that to an extent, but if you can get isolated cuts from power position, isolated hucks from power position, that's great. If you're picking up and just looking to jack it, not so much. Bushido gets a turn. If he comes down with this, it's game. And there it is. All right, folks, that's it. 15-6. Bushido over Malaki. Malaki not getting the result they wanted. This one looked like it was going to be close coming in. Bushido really outclassing Malaki. Look for both to advance from the pool, and we'll see you in bracket play.
Thanks for inviting me up to the booth, Neely. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, great to have you, Jamin.